Pro Save Mike documentary. Thanks for stopping by. I thank God for YouTube. What this is about is fraud upon the court. In layman's terms, what fraud upon the court means is when officers of the court cheat to overthrow a case. And in this case, this is a civil litigation that involved monetary compensation. So what I would like to draw your attention to is underneath U.S. District Court, Middle District of Fort Myers, civil docket case number. Pay attention to the last 6 letters of that case number, civil docket for case, the last 6 initials. So what that is Charlene Edwards Honeywell and Sherry Postal Chapel. So let me show you how they deliberately try to overthrow the case. Now, if I can slow down for a moment, the attorneys that represented the city of Naples, Florida, in my presence, told the magistrate judge, who was the prosecutor in the county of Naples and also a judge in the county of Lee County. And they were very familiar. The law firm have law offices all throughout the United States, but primarily here, in this case, they had offices in Lee County and Collier County, where she was, again, the prosecutor in Collier County and the judge in Lee County before becoming a federal magistrate, where this case resides. So the purpose of this is to demonstrate that throughout the entire lawsuit, there was racketeering and conspiracy. This case was not heard properly at the Middle District of Fort Myers, nor the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. So now that I've drawn your attention to the last 6 initials on the civil docket case, and I explained that the CEH stands for Charlene Edwards Honeywell SPC Sherry Postal Chapel, which is her magistrate in this case. Now, if you look at this docket, to the layman eye, you wouldn't notice a difference. However, if you look at civil docket case number, you see the initials have changed. So this magistrate judge, as you see the last 3 initials, SPC, had invisible judge that didn't exist. And so this is a fraudulent docket, whereas she put unassigned judge. That's what the UA stands for, unassigned SPC. So this is where the magistrate judge went rogue. And so as I mentioned before, the attorneys refused to practice before a black judge, Charlene Edwards Honeywell. So being a pro se litigant, they didn't think that I would catch the switch in docket. So you see UA-SPC, which represents unassigned judge SPC. Furthermore, this magistrate judge cannot be a magistrate judge over an unassigned judge and the primary judge, Charlene Edwards Honeywell, at the same time. So, again, I just took you back. And so for the layperson, they wouldn't have noticed the switch in docket. And here we're back to CEH-SPC. Here's a record, which is called an order. Now you see this order has UA-SPC. I'll continue to emphasize the initials. So this docket is UA-SPC, which matches the docket. This order matches the docket the order matches the docket of the fraudulent docket. Now this order was issued on the same date as the previous order that I just showed you, but this order have the initial CEH-SPC, document 47. And so two orders could not be, I couldn't receive two orders on the same date at the same time with two different judges and one magistrate. The magistrate couldn't be in two places at one time. So she couldn't be with this judge and then with the previous judge of UA-SPC. So once again, you see the case number, the initials after the number, UA-SPC, document 47, same date. It's impossible for the magistrate to reside in two courtrooms on the same date on the same order. So then it takes you to Michael, well, which one is the judge assigned to the case? And I'll show you. This is called a scheduling order, and this determines who the judge is. This tells you who is the actual judge, CEH-SPC. And that's at the very top of the page. If I scroll up, you see her initials at the bottom, Charlene Eltwoods Honeywell. That is the judge, Charlene Eltwood Honeywell. United States District Judge. Okay, so moving right along. This is Charlene Eltwoods Honeywell, the black judge that the defendants did not want to practice before. They said they would not litigate before a black judge. So this is Charlene Eltwoods Honeywell, the initial CEH. That is the magistrate judge. The judge that was residing over the trial. This is the magistrate judge, Sherry Postal Chapel, the magistrate judge that appeared before two judges at the same time. This was a lawless act. As you can see her credentials, she served as a county court judge in Lee County from 2000 to 2003. From 2003 to 2013, she served as a United States magistrate judge for the Middle District. That's who she is. So this is the magistrate judge that they were very familiar with, that practiced as a prosecutor in the city, county I was suing in, and next door, that prosecution office also represents Lee County. And the law firm has law offices throughout the United States, but also have one in Corey County and one in Lee County. This is a civil litigation, and this is the magistrate judge that had UA, unassigned judge, and herself, SPC, Sherry Postal Chapel, and at the same time held herself out to be litigating before the black judge that they didn't want to reside over the trial, over the litigation, which is Charlene Edwards Honeywell. So she was on Charlene Edwards Honeywell docket. At the same time, a mystery judge, UA SPC, which is her, simultaneously on the same date, same time. That's unlawful. That is the definition of fraud upon the court. I appreciate you watching, and I hope that you will like and subscribe so this information can get out among the masses. Just yesterday I looked in the paper, and on my phone, and they just released it, another black man that was wrongly convicted, spent 40 years of his life in prison, and this seems to happen once a year. They release someone that has served 30, 40, 50 years in prison that was wrongly convicted. And I can prove that although this was a civil matter, which involved the multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and that this particular magistrate judge, and I don't know how many others, I can show you how they do it, as I am demonstrating now. So again, thanks for watching Pro Se Mike documentary. Have a blessed day.